Respect, not aging your love, respect page. I really appreciate the time to the genuine ones only. You know, when you in tune with God, you don't gotta fake gaslight somebody at the end of the day. When God is working miracles within your life, for you to have peace with yourself, to understand the assignment within the assignment, that you walk by faith, not by sight. You know, and when you have confidence within yourself, people are intimidated by that. You know, regardless of what storm you overcame within your journey, and regardless of what trauma was endured within you at a child point of view, going into your adulthood, maybe being sexually assaulted as a child and dealing with trauma on top of trauma, and God allows you to believe that you could become your best self vision of yourself regardless to what obstacles was placed in front of you, and God closed certain doors in your life for a reason, to remove certain people out of your life, to, you know, to cover you and protect you, to show you at the end of the day, I got something better in store for you. This door that I'm about to open for you is for better opportunities and for you to become your best self vision of yourself. You know, when God installed these tools within us, self-awareness, self-respect, self-healing, self-control, self-discipline, self-care, self-value, self-worth, self-patience, self-peace, self-love, self-confidence, and healthy boundaries. So when you look at your reflection of yourself today, they can understand why you have so much confidence within yourself to become your best self vision of yourself, or why is it that you are able to overcome certain circumstances in your life and have the confidence that you do have, because that's what God has stored within you. You know, but you don't have to fake gaslight somebody because you're so in tune with yourself, to love yourself, to respect yourself at the end of the day, that you don't need a whole crowd to cheer you on, to show you at the end of the day that you are worthy, because God is allowing you to see that you are worthy within and on the outside at the end of the day, that you are the gift within the gift, because you are the miracle within the miracle, because you walk by faith, not by sight, because you was the firm believer not to give up on yourself, to understand the assignment within the assignment. Being discouraged and living in fear was never part of God's plan. God allowing you to see another day and being patient with your process only allowed you to become your best self vision of yourself. So when the hate in disguise tries to point out as to how you have confidence within yourself, like good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, how you show up for yourself to have balance within yourself, like, and you reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself is, go find God. You're sitting here questioning God at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. They would sit there, disrespect your character for something that you're truly not, or because they're miserable and they're hate in disguise at the end of the day, because they don't have confidence within themselves to find balance within themselves, for them to show up for themselves, to love themselves in a healthy way. They be out here fake gaslighting people at the end of the day, acting like they're so in tune with themselves, to respect themselves, and that they at peace with themselves, and the whole entire time they don't even have healthy self-awareness within themselves to respect themselves, to respect their neighbor. And when you're a child of God and you don't go back and forth with words with somebody to prove a point, at the end of the day, they can't understand why. Because that toxic behavior don't live here today. You know, not everybody's on that type of time and to go back and forth with you with words at the end of the day. Especially when a child of God's on God's time at the end of the day. God's allowing them to see, like, listen, I put you in position to be where you at today for a reason. Not to sidetrack you. You walk by faith, not by sight. You got to your destination, now you was able to remove the mask off of your face to become your best self vision of yourself, because you got to your destination safe. And God understood the assignment within the assignment, that people are going to be jealous of you, people are going to hate on you, people are going to disrespect you. But it's okay. But when you're protected by God and you understood the assignment within the assignment, that a hate is going to be a hater regardless. They don't understand your confidence. They don't understand how did you just overcome what you just overcame. People giving up on you, closing doors in your face. People mistreating you, disrespecting you when they felt like having controlling issues over your life. People manipulating your character for something that you truly wasn't. All because they try to sidetrack you so you won't become your best self vision of yourself. And when God remove those types of people from your life, and you elevate and become your best self vision of yourself, you're going to continue to come across people or find people that's not going to like how you becoming your best self vision of yourself. But it's not meant for them to understand how you becoming your best self vision of yourself. As long as you honor and respect yourself, to know that your self-value is loving yourself as part of God's plan, and having healthy self-confidence within yourself, to stand firm within your walk of your life, where your steps was already ordered, that God got your back, where God protects you every direction. And you don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. You're just trying to continue to look at your reflection of yourself to tell yourself, thank you, God, for being patient with my process. My neighbor doesn't understand how you are working in my favor, but I am the miracle within myself. I am becoming my best self vision of myself. Regardless of what trauma I endured as a child going into my adulthood, I allowed the assignment to be I understood the assignment within the assignment, that I could become my best self vision of myself. I'm at peace with myself today. When my neighbor doesn't understand how could you possibly be at peace with yourself? How could you possibly have the confidence you have within yourself? How could you possibly be able to respect the next person? How? Because God allowed me to believe in myself today. God allowed me to do the inner healing within. You know, when it starts with healing, you can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door. It never makes sense. You cannot wear a mask. You got to mean what you say and say what you mean and stay true to yourself. To have the genuine self, a love for yourself, to understand the assignment at the end of the day, regardless of what trauma you was endured. You see your neighbor elevate and become their best self vision of themselves. God allows you to see another day for a reason. God was patient with your process. When it starts with trauma healing, it's never their time when it starts with healing. It starts with you. You got to be mentally ready and prepared to start your healing within. But don't hate on the next person because they're so in tune with themselves, to love themselves, to respect themselves. And you sitting there questioning, child of God, how's God working in your favor? God is impossible. God, you never judge a book by its cover. And sitting there questioning God, you're playing in your own face trying to question God and the day God's work. That's right in front of you. Regardless to what that child of God experienced in their life, they overcame and they still allowing themselves to become their best self vision of themselves. And they don't have to fake gaslight nobody to act like they're in tune with themselves. Because God is on their side and God got their back. Good they bad, they misunderstanding day. It's the mindset for me. Just because you don't have confidence within yourself or you have low self-esteem within yourself at the end of the day, doesn't mean everybody's like that. Doesn't mean that because you're hate in disguise, everybody's a hate in disguise. Or just because you like to go back and forth with words with somebody because you don't understand yourself, don't mean everybody's going to go back and forth with words with you. And I say that respectfully. And to play the child of God's face is only playing in your own face, and I say that respectfully. Especially when a child of God doesn't have malicious intention to bring harm towards themselves or others around them or let alone you. They just trying to elevate, become their best self vision of themselves. They're not allowing you to sidetrack them or psych them up their thought process, let them know their freedom or their pocket at the end of the day, because God is protecting them. God is allowing them to see they can become their best self vision of themselves. Something that you may not be able to get in tune with. But you know, no need to go back and forth with somebody at the end of the day when you don't understand yourself. So neighbor, stay in your lane and respect yourself to respect your neighbor at the end of the day. Especially when someone is not even acknowledging you. You just trying to make yourself irrelevant at the end of the day. But in the process of you making yourself irrelevant at the end of the day, the child of God acknowledges you at one point in time and say to yourself is, you know what? Listen, neighbor, I'm not disrespecting you, no shape or form. I understand that you don't know how to show up for yourself today, and it shows. But I ask God to watch over you, protect you, to understand and find yourself in a healthy way. I don't wish bad on your life. Not even a little bit. You may wish bad on me, but that's okay. But I know with God's protection and with God's guidance, God's going to protect me and remove whatever spell or whatever you trying to project on my mindset that's negatively to return back to you. Because at the end of the day, when a child of God shows up, they show up and they genuinely true to themselves. And they respect their neighbor, they respect themselves at the end of the day. It's the mindset for me. Just because you can't get in tune with why that child of God is elevating, become their best self vision of themselves, it's not meant for you to understand. And I say that respectfully. Because when you believe in God, God believes in you, and you believe in the God within you, God's going to allow you to see better days ahead. And when you tune into God, you don't wear a mask. And I say that respectfully. And you don't be out here fake gaslighting people at the end of the day. Act like you're so in tune with God. When God's working miracles in your life, you're a blessing in disguise to yourself to show at the end of the day. I don't got to fake gaslight nobody, let alone psych my own self out my own thought process, because God has been good to me. And I say that respectfully. Protect your energy, because not everybody's over your time. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. Anything that you respect 365 days with no malicious intention to bring harm towards yourself and others around you. Never allow the enemy or hate in disguise or person malicious intention to your thought process on your freedom, because you are worth it, you matter. God did not install within us to give up or live in fear or be discouraged. God installed patience within us because God allows us to see another day for a reason, to become our best self visions of ourselves. Protect your energy, because not everybody's having your time. I should preach your time to the genuine ones only. Protect your energy, genuine ones, because they will fake gaslight you and act like they so in tune with God, and the whole entire time they trying to bring harm towards you, psych up your thought process on your freedom and all types of malicious things. So protect your energy, because not everybody's having your time. I should preach your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day and have a safe week. Now your genuine love, respect. Love yourself with God's protection every direction. Love yourself with God's protection every direction. Respect.